Welcome back for another video. Today, we're going to be talking about 5 teams that will miss the playoffs after making it in 2022. If you didn't see the last video, go make sure to see it. It was 5 teams that are going to make the playoffs after missing it in 2022. Okay, these two go hand in hand. We're going to start here with the Los Angeles Chargers. They were 10-7 last year, came in second in their division behind the Chiefs, of course. And look, this team has plenty of talent. There's certainly a way for this team to make it into the playoffs. But I think coaching is holding this team back, and it's been holding this team back for years, like years on years on years, into the Philip Rivers era. I just don't think it's any different now. Like maybe the offense is better with Kellen Moore calling plays this year, but with Brandon Staley at head coach and everything that they have there, I just don't know if they're going to be able to get into the playoffs in the AFC, which is so stacked. Like there's so many teams that could get into the playoffs. If I'm picking and I'm nitpicking through the AFC, like the Chargers are one of the teams that are just not in the upper echelon this season, in my opinion. And then going to the NFC to talk about a pretty massive fall off depending on how you want to look at it. They were 8-9 last year, but came in first in the NFC South. It's the Buccaneers. Obviously, Tom Brady's gone. Now they have Baker Mayfield. And that in itself all kind of speaks for itself, right? With Todd Bowles as head coach, I already spoke to how important coaching is. Todd Bowles, a head coach, with Tom Brady at quarterback, they went 8-9. That was a massive drop off from what they were doing. The Bruce Arians, a head coach. So I just don't think the Buccaneers are going to be very good this year. I don't think there's any chance they win their division. I don't think there's any chance the record's anywhere near good enough to make it into the playoffs. So for me, the Buccaneers are going to be one of the 5 teams that missed the playoffs after they're making it in 2022. Okay, then going back to the AFC here, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's going to be the Buffalo Bills missing the playoffs in 2023. Look, the AFC is just loaded, man. There's so many teams that can make it. They were 13-3 last year, first in their division. They have Josh Allen at quarterback. They have Stephon Diggs. They have a great defense. They have Sean McDermott, who is a coach that I really like. But with some of the other contenders in this conference just being so strong, I just think the Bills, I have them ending up as the 8 seed this season. I have all the different records broken down, all the different, who everybody's playing and all the wins and losses. The Bills ended up as the 8 seed. They end up with a winning record, but they do end up as an AC for me, and they end up missing the playoffs somehow, some way. I understand how good they are, and I understand people aren't going to like that one. I don't like that one. You know what I mean? I was accepted into Bills Mafia last year when the Colts were absolute garbage. Okay, I would like the Bills to make the playoffs if the Colts aren't, but I just don't think the Bills are going to get there this season. All right, then going back to the NFC for these final two, we're going to start here with the Seahawks. Look, Geno Smith is going to have to prove that he can repeat his performance because what he's done his whole career wasn't what we saw last year, right? Like last year, he led the league in completion percentage. Like he was really good last year and led the Seahawks to a 9-8 record and second in their division. I did not think the Seahawks were going to be very good. My preseason prediction for the Seahawks was for them to go 0-17. Geno Smith led that team to 9-8. Presumably, they should be better this year. With the things that they did in the offseason, the Seahawks very easily could be better this year. But again, Geno Smith has to prove it. I just don't know if he can be anywhere near what he was last year. With everything we saw earlier in his career, I just feel like there's a chance he could fall back to that. So for me, the Seahawks are going to miss the playoffs in 2023. And the last team, again, coming from the NFC here, is going to be the New York Giants. And it's kind of because Danny Dimes has to prove it too. With Daboll there, he was much better. And I've always been somebody who believes in Danny Dimes and thought that with the right coaching, he could be really good. But he's going to have to prove it. Kind of like Daboll. Daboll is going to have to prove it. As a coach, can he do it again, second year in a row? Building up this team. Can he get this team to the playoffs? When it comes down to it, I'm just not sure if the team around Danny Dimes is good enough to get back to the playoffs, especially when you add in the fact that Saquon Barkley might not even play for the Giants this season after not signing a long-term deal with the Giants, didn't sign his franchise tag. He very easily could sit out this year, could end up not playing for the Giants or anybody this season. And without him there, I just don't see the offense being able to be good enough to win games this season. It's really that simple. I think the defense could be pretty good, but the offense is going to be pretty bad if Saquon Barkley is in the fold there. So that's my list of 5 teams that are going to miss the playoffs after making the playoffs in 2022. I would love to know who you think is going to miss the playoffs. Anybody different from what I said? You let me know down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to subscribe and keep coming back for more off-season content, and we'll see you for the next video.